Welcome to Math with GCE Mathematics Zone. In this video, we're going to address the problems that many students have on how to find the inverse of a function and also the composition of functions. Okay, so we have this question. If f of x is this function and g of x is this function, find the inverse of the function f of x. So at A, they want you to find the inverse of the function f of x. But remember, the function f is this one. So we have f of x is equal to 3x minus 5 over 2. Now, how are we going to find the inverse of this function? Please pay attention and make sure you watch this video until the end so that you understand fully on how to find the inverse of the function. Yeah, so how are we going to find the inverse of this function? Step number 1, you let f of x, this part where there's f of x, to be equal to y. So meaning where there's f of x here, you are going to replace a y. So you're going to have y is equal to the function 3x minus 5 over 2. At this stage, swap x with y. What it means is where there's y, you replace with x, and where there's x, you replace with y. So meaning you're going to have x is equal to 3. Where there's x here, you substitute a y, minus 5, then over 2. At this stage, aim at removing the denominator, okay? So that your work becomes easier. How are you going to remove the denominator? You are going to remove the denominator by multiplying this equation by 2 on both sides, okay? By multiplying by the same denominator, this same denominator. If you had the 3 here, we are going to multiply both sides of this equation by 3. If you had the 5, and so on. Okay? So on the left, we are going to have 2x, 2 times x is equal to 2x is equal to, then this 2 and this 2 cancels, and that eliminates the fraction. So we're going to have 3y minus 5. So at this stage, aim at making y the subject of the formula. In other words, you need to isolate y. So you need to remove this term so that you remain with y. You remove this negative 5 by additive inverse. So since this is negative 5, you are going to add a 5 so that when you say negative 5 plus 5, you have a 0, or what is going to remain is a 3y. So what you've done on the right hand side of this equation, you also do it on the left. So you add 5 on both sides. So what will remain here on the left, you have 2x plus 5 is equal to 3y. Then this becomes a 0, okay? So to find the value of y, divide both sides of this equation by a 3. Okay, so these 3 cancel. So what you are going to have to remain with is 2x plus 5 over 3 is equal to y. This alone here is the inverse of the function f. So what we are going to do now is just to conclude and say, therefore, the inverse of the function f of x is equal to this 2x plus 5 over 3. So this is the inverse. Okay, at B, they want you to find the value of the inverse of the function f of 5. Okay, this B here. Now, remember, we have found the inverse of the function f of x to be equal to 2x plus 5 over 3. All right, now what does f inverse of 5 mean? So it means that in this function, the inverse of f of x, wherever there is x, we are supposed to replace a 5. Okay, so that, which means we are going to have this is equal to I'm going to write a 2 here. Then I'll write the brackets. I'll put the brackets where there's x here, then plus 5 over 2. Okay, so in the brackets here, because we are saying wherever there's x, we replace a 5. So in the brackets here, we're going to replace a 5. Okay, then we're going to have 2 times 5 is 10 plus 5. Sorry, this is a 3. This is a 3. You can see that this is a 3. This is a 3. Okay, then over 3 is equal to 10 plus 5 is 15 over 3. And finally, the answer is 5 when you divide 15 by 3. All right, at C, they want you to find the composition of the function f of g of x. Now, what does this mean? It means that this function g that is on the right is inside the function f that is on the left. So this means that the function f will be outside, whilst the function g of x is inside. Okay, so this function g of x is inside the function f. All right, now the function g of x is this here. So we're going to replace and say x plus 2. Okay, now what does this mean? Okay, so it means that since this function g of x is inside the function f, it means that in the function f here, wherever there is x, you are going to replace this here, x plus 2. So it means that the function f of x plus 2, which is this one, is equal to, the function f is this, so we're going to have 3, I'll open the brackets here, then minus 5 over 2. Now, what am I going to put in brackets? I'm going to put the function g of x. I'll put it here. Okay? So in the brackets, we'll have x plus 2. All right. Now, at this stage, you just expand the brackets by distribution. So you have 3 times x is 3x. 3 times positive 2 is positive 6, then minus 5 over 2. All is needed now is just to simplify. So we're going to have 3x. 6 minus 5 is 1 positive over 2. Therefore, the composition function of f of g of x is equal to 3x plus 1 over 2. Alright, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, hit the like button and share. See you in the next video. Goodbye.